Welcome to the FX Options Weekly Outlook, a weekly podcast series hosted by Jason Ayers, a top instructor, trader, and founder of OptionSource.net. Join Jason as he discusses the latest trends in the Forex market with a look ahead on the US dollar versus the major currencies using the most commonly used technical indicators.
Well, hi there and welcome to the ISE FX Options Weekly Outlook for November 1st, 2010. As always, this is Jason Ayers of OptionSource.net. Let's take a look at a weekly chart of the US dollar index. This is a great way to gain perspective as to how the US dollar has been trading against a basket of currencies. While the dollar index continues to show indecision on a weekly basis, 77 continues to hold as support. As the US dollar bounces between 76.77 and 78.79 focal zone, we need to see a break above 78 to lend credibility to a bigger picture US dollar rally. Failure to hold 76.77 is likely to yield a drop towards 74. We take a look at a daily snapshot. It appears as though a sideways triangle is forming, further lending credibility to the indecisiveness of the US dollar against most of the major currencies. Once again, a break above 78 lends credibility to a bigger picture move higher. Support at 76, should it fail, is likely to open up a move down towards the 74.75 box. Let's take a look at the CDD, the US versus the Canadian dollar. Well, the bull flag we observed last week still remains intact, lending credibility to a push higher for the US dollar against the Canadian dollar. However, the pair did slip lower last week to test 102 once again for support. As long as the pair can hold here, we are looking for a push higher. However, failure to hold 102 opens the window for a move back down towards 100 or a US Canadian dollar par. Let's take a look at the YUK, the US dollar versus the yen. Well, the YUK broke below the 80.5 support that we had in place last week. We would need to see a move back into the 80.5, 81 zone and a subsequent break above 81.5 for us to trade a move higher for the US dollar against the yen. With the break below 80.5, we would be open to a move towards the 78, 79 box. Let's take a look at the EUI, the US dollar versus the euro. Well, the US dollar remains indecisive against the euro as the EUI appears to be forming a sideways triangle. 71.5, 72 maintains its role as support. A break above 72 opens the window for a move towards 74. A break below 71.5 suggests a move back down towards the 69.70 focal zone is a high probability. Let's take a look at the BPX, the US dollar versus the British pound. Well, the US dollar slipped back down to test support against the pound as the BPX tests 62, 62.5. We expect the bounce that should test us up into the 63 zone. Failure to hold 62 opens the window for a drop towards 60.5, 61. Let's take a look at the AUX, the US versus the Australian dollar. Well, the AUX continues to meet with resistance at our 102, 103 focal zone, suggesting that we may see the US dollar slip back down to test support at 100 against the Australian dollar. Now, while a bottoming process may be playing out, we need to see a break above 103 to confirm any push higher. Let's take a quick look at a few key points. First of all, the US dollar index continues to consolidate, failing to make a commitment in one direction or another. A break above 78 opens the window for an upward retracement. The CDD dropped back down to 102 after a brief pop higher. We are looking for a break above 103 to support another leg higher. The YUK slipped below the 80.5, 81 support. This opens the window for a continuation down into our 78, 79 level. The EUI appears to be coiling into a sideways triangle, reflecting indecision. A break above 72.5 opens the window for an upside retracement, targeting 74. A break below 72 may extend as low as 69.70. The BPX closed last week with a test of the 62, 62.5 support. A break below 62 is likely to yield a test of the 60.5, 61 box. We do expect a bounce after such a big move down. The AUX rejected the 103 level and appears to be slipping back for a test of 101. We need to see a break above 103 to lend credibility to a move higher. And this has been your ISE FX Options Weekly Outlook for November 1st, 2010. As always, this is Jason Ayers of OptionSource.net. Thanks for joining me here this week. We'll see you here next week.
Thank you for participating in this week's session. Please join us again next week. For trading ideas, exchange rates, webinars, news, and commentary, visit www.fxoptions.com. Become an OptionSource.net member. Visit www.optionsource.net. ISE FX options can be easily traded through all options-enabled brokerage accounts. These exchange-listed securities are cash-settled in U.S. dollars and have a European-style exercise.